Hi everyone, I'm finally doing my Waterpik review video for you. I'm sorry it's taken so long, I'm just rubbish. Okay, I'm just going to get straight to it. This Waterpik I bought from Boots in the UK. You can get them from lots of places and they've got a really good website, and I'll post the link to the website below, so you can buy them directly from there as well. This particular model was approximately £44. There was a cheaper model on the day when I went to purchase mine, and the reason I went for this one was just because it had more nozzles, including an orthodontic one, so that appealed to me more because of that reason. I also had some vouchers, so it wasn't as expensive for me on the day. This model is the WP Waterpik, I guess, 450. So this exact model, if you want to get it, is the 450. The box looks like that. Okay. In a nutshell, if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, I think it's awesome. Absolutely brilliant, and I would recommend for anybody to get one. Not just people with orthodontic treatment, but it's particularly good for us. Okay, in terms of features, mine comes with 4 different heads, and actually I only pretty much use one of them. That's obviously down to personal choice whether you choose to use different heads or not. The one I use nearly all of the time actually is the one that came with the cheaper model, so I think if you went for the cheaper model you'd probably get as much benefit from it as I have from this one. This one, I think also this model had an easier way of filling up the reservoir. I think it was like an easy fill one, so I think that appealed to me as well. But I think if you want to go for the cheaper model, I think it would be just as good really. The one I use all the time is this one here. It's just the straight standard normal head. It's just a high powered jet head, and it's just absolutely all you need really. The other bells and whistles, if you like, there's a tongue cleaner which you have to use using the lower pressure settings. There's 2 pressure settings, low and high, and you have to use a lower pressure setting with that one, I believe. And you just attach that and you just scrape it along your tongue from front to back, and it just takes any coating off your tongue if you've been eating something that's, you know, stuck to your tongue, if you like, or if you just want to freshen your breath. I think that one's for. This one is the orthodontic head, and it's got like a tiny little brush on the top. And I think if you had a brace on the outside, you perhaps would get more benefit from that because you could really see what you were doing. I have used it a couple of times. It is good, but I just tend to stick to just the standard one. This one is called a plaque seeker, and it's got 3 tiny little brushes on the top. You can see that one. They're just tiny on the top, and the water comes out of a hole in the middle. Again, I don't think you can. And the way that you change these is very simple. You just simply press this button on the top here, and you place them in and release, and it's really, really firm. And these just easily move round. You can adjust that to the angle that you want it, according to how you're using it. So obviously to change one of the heads, you just press that in. It's as simple as that. It's really, really easy to change the heads, which is a really good feature. I'm just going to pop back on the head I always use. On the main control panel here, you've got on and off, and you've got high and low power. So it's really, really straightforward to use. You've got a power input here for charging it. I have charged it perhaps once a week. I think when you first get it, you have to put it on charge for like quite a long time, like a day. And then because I've used mine quite a lot, and my husband uses it all the time as well. And I showed him how to use it, and he was absolutely hooked. And he hasn't got a brace on, so that really shows that even people who haven't got braces would like this product. I've recommended it to several friends, and friends who haven't got braces have actually purchased these for their partners and friends for Christmas and for themselves. My mum's bought one and she likes hers. The reservoir on here is really, really good. If you have it on the high power, it lasts about 45 seconds, which is nice. I tend to fill it up, just use 2 reservoir fulls every time I use it. So I fill it, use it, refill it, use it, and then that tends to be my teeth done. So that's about 1.5 minutes of flossing, but it's absolutely fabulous at getting literally everything out and off your teeth. I watched one thing that really made me, because people had been like saying to me how good they were for ages, and I just thought, you know, it's just so much money, it's like 40 quid. Oh, you know, and that really put me off. Having said that, if anything happened to this and it broke and I hadn't got it with me, or it couldn't be replaced for any reason, I would just go straight out and buy another one without even thinking about it, definitely. It's totally changed the way that I clean my teeth, and with this brace, obviously I've said to you before that it's really hard to keep it clean, so this is just the ultimate thing to keep your teeth clean. I pretty much don't use interdental sticks anymore. I haven't even used as much mouthwash. I basically brush my teeth and use this, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much my whole routine, and it's so quick and it's so effective. I am going to show you me using it in a moment, which is why I haven't gone into that in too much detail. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know I had a really painful experience of having my teeth cleaned. It was really uncomfortable. But off the back of that, I watched a video about it that's on the official Waterpik website, and it really it's very good at describing to you how powerful the water jet is. It actually, as well as blasting every bit of food, bacteria, muck from in between your fixtures, which is just fantastic for us. It also, if you use it around the outside of your teeth, just on the normal tooth surface, then if you hold it on there for around 3 seconds, it will blast off something called biofilms, and it really, really, really takes absolutely loads of muck, plaque, bacteria off the surface of your tooth anyway. It's not just good for clearing out your brace, it's really good for general dental health. And my orthodontist now, I've spoken to him about it, and he was really surprised one day when I just started using this, and I went to see him, and I had got one little part of my gum just underneath here where the gum was slightly swollen, and if anything at all got into that bit of gum, it would just swell up and it would bleed, and every time he took my elastics off there, it always instantly bled. And I've gone and I've just started using this, and the first time I did use this on that particular piece of gum, it did hurt, it did bleed, but I knew that it was because there was bacteria there, and I kept it going on that spot, and a piece of, it must have been a piece of old food or something, it came out, and ever since then it's really calmed down. He couldn't believe the difference in my gum. He was like, he was literally, he just was so bowled over by it that he's been suggesting these to all his patients, and he's actually getting a high-powered water built into the chairs in his surgery as well, so that he can actually provide a sort of good clean when his orthodontic patients come to see him. They do say on this box that it's up to 93% more effective than string floss. Well, I've never really been a floss user, so I can't do a direct comparison with that, but of the people who I've spoken to, like my mum, she always used to use string floss, she said that it's a lot easier to use than that. It's kind of more fun, it's not as mucky and messy, it leaves your teeth with a really fresh feeling. I think sometimes if you do floss, it can sort of move the plaque out of the gum line, but then it just sits there in the mouth, whereas this will just literally blast it away. I often fill this with warm water. It actually suggests lukewarm water, because very, very cold water would really be quite shocking on your teeth. So I often fill it with lukewarm and sometimes sort of medium warm to warm water. And if it's really cold outside, that's really nice, because here it's been really, really cold. It's been like -10, -11, which for the UK is super, super cold. So it's been really nice just to have like a lovely hot water jet in my mouth. It's been gorgeous. I tend to use my water flosser before I actually brush my teeth, only because that's the way my hygienist would do it. If I had my teeth cleaned at my dentist, she'd go in and out of all the little gaps and get everything out first, and then she'd polish them at the end. So that's the way I would do it. I would get this, jet wash and blast all my teeth, and then, because that would remove nearly all the bacteria and the bigger chunks of bacteria and food, and then I would polish it all up with my toothpaste, and you can finish with mouthwash after that. That's probably the way that I would recommend doing it, but there's no hard fast rule. If you want to brush your teeth first and then use that, then you can do that, but I kind of think it'd be more effective to use your toothbrush afterwards, because after any larger food particles were removed, you'd really have a much better, more effective brush then, wouldn't you? So that's the way I would recommend doing it. The handle's really nice as well. It's great, really nice and easy to hold. It feels comfortable in your hand. It's not awkward at all. There's a non-slip grip on here, which is really nice. I'm looking at the box for more ideas of things to say. It is easy to fill, definitely. You just flip this open, fill it up from the tap, and then shut it. I often use it when I'm in the shower as well, and just fill it with shower water. And that's what my husband does as well. And actually, since having this, I've taken to brushing and flossing my teeth in the shower and washing my face in the shower, and then you get out and you feel really, really super clean. It's really nice. And the only other thing as well, which is really good, is it actually cleans below your gum line, because the water jet that comes out isn't one straight water jet. It actually is a mini pulse. You can actually see a sort of a picture of it on here. That sort of represents the water jet that comes out. So it's not just a straight jet. It actually, you can really see it on the video they do on the Waterpik website. You can actually see really clearly how the jet cleans just below the gum line as well. So it's super, super effective. It's far more effective. You couldn't do that with floss, could you? So absolutely love